Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the West Marches. My name is JP McDaniel, joined by two members which you know and two members who are brand new. It's time to find out what they've been up to. Adam, we're going to start with you. Seems like the bird. Nope, he spoke right as I mentioned. I hadn't listened in 20 minutes and I thought he was done.
He was done. I think he's psychic. I think
he might be psychic.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it going, Adam?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Are you wearing a Daggerfall shirt?
Hells yeah, I am.
That's sick. Good job.
I love this shirt.
I'm proud of you.
Thank
What have you been up to, ma'am?
Swan Song. We got 2 episodes real close together. So right after the last one, I started prepping for the next one. This is day 3 of 4 days of role-playing games in a row for me, which is exciting. Nice. So, yeah, I'm gonna finish it up tomorrow with the little spaceship adventure. But otherwise, usual stuff for me.
Steven, are we playing What's Been in Your Mouth this week? You get to decide.
Nothing exciting has been in my mouth this week.
Oh, okay. So, well, then we won't play it because you're usually the one that's excited about what's been in your mouth.
But I think Zoe might want to play.
I have no idea what that even is, and it sounds so dodgy to me.
I think he's referencing your tweet last night regarding your food.
Yeah, we talk about awesome food that we ate recently. So, maybe when we get around to Zoe, we could ask her about it.
All right. So. Sure.
Adam, anything else before we depart from you and go on to Steven?
Carry on.
All right, departing from Adam next to Steven. What's up, man? How's it been?
Oh, man. I don't even know what I've been up to. Prepping for West Marches, because we had a bunch of that coming up recently. Yeah. That's like it, man. There's nothing else in my life right now. It's nice and chill.
Nice.
So...
That was just about the saddest thing I've ever heard until you said it's chill. There's just nothing else but this. This is my whole life right now.
It's only role playing.
It's not too bad.
Don't you have an MMO to finish?
Well, that's secondary importance, really.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his priorities straight, Adam, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I care about, really. So
right, yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, let's meet the 2 new people on the show wearing the pants shirt. Which, you've had that shirt for a while, man. I'm just going to call you out.
It's been like 10 years, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing shirt.
It is a pretty good
shirt.
It's
a shirt that says pants.
Yeah, it's great.
It's pretty good.
It's great. This is my brother. You might have heard his voice once upon a time on...
Hello.
You did a bunch of... We played The Crew. We've played a bunch of stuff on
We
stream.
did the Destiny for 18 hours.
Oh, that's right. I,
blocked it
out of my fucking memory because that's stupid. Anyways.
Terrible game.
Yeah. So what have you been up to, man? You've been playing the Wii U still?
I've been no, actually I really haven't been playing much lately. It's just kind of, I don't know, nothing has grabbed me this year, but other than that, working a normal job and then just coming home and being sad on the internet basically. So
nice. I guess we should tell everyone that you are actually a part of the origin story of Tuttigub. You saw the first incarnation of Tuttigub.
Fuck yeah, how old were you?
When I was like 15.
Younger than that, man.
Was I?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We're talking 99, 2000 maybe. Your shitty little gully dwarf named Tuttigub.
Was he a dwarf?
He was a dwarf, man. He's like 2 feet tall and like 300 pounds.
Yeah. And he lasted about 30 minutes in the campaign.
Slipped off a fucking roof.
As you do.
I slipped off a roof and fell to my death, and that was
pretty good.
That was my experience with D&D before roleplay. So.
Yep.
You guys can thank Brian for Tuttigub. I think you actually gave me that name too, or helped me with that name.
Tuttigub?
Yeah, I forgot where that name came from. But
I don't know. It's probably something that we were putting into the RPGs PlayStation games we were playing at the time. I don't even remember.
Maybe so.
I know a bunch of your names are names from back in the days.
Yeah. I made an entire campaign based on Final Fantasy VI characters. So
yep.
Originality, y'all.
Basically.
That sounds like a good campaign.
I'm pretty sure every kid on Earth does that. That's just how it goes. You're I'm going to play a D&D character. His name's going to be Vegeta.
Nice.
XX Vegeta XX.
Yep. That's going to be my Shadowrun character name. Thanks for that, Adam. Thanks for that. And of course, last but not least, we've got Zoe. Zoe, I guess tell everyone, the roleplay community, a little bit about yourself and your experience with tabletop/D&D games.
All right. My experience with this kind of games is 0, or even less than 0, actually. I never even watched someone playing it. So yeah, that ought to be a disaster, and I really can't wait to have it happen live on stream in front of people. Apart from that, on my day-to-day life, I am working as a commentator and a host in various esports games. used to be a lot of StarCraft 2. Some people might know me from way back 7 years ago. I did Quake stuff, and the last year I think I focused mainly on Dota stuff. Always been playing a lot of MMORPG games, so that's the only thing I can even slightly relate to playing what I am today. Oh, and I read a lot of fantasy books. I'm totally going to steal names from that. Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yeah, you've already got the.
If anything, you've got like a great background ready.
Yep.
And now,
Yeah.
And now you're just gonna need to learn how to roll die. Then you're good to
It's
go.
all led to this moment right now.
Finally.
Exactly. All right, Steven, I think no one else leveled up. Everyone started level 1. I hit 2 finally after 5 weeks of play. 4 weeks of play.
I leveled up.
Yeah.
It was only.
Well, I guess you did go from 0 to 1.
JP, you leveled up after 4 sessions. Steven, your making people wait to level game is terrible.
Well, I'm also 70 XP from level 3 because we killed what was that? A bugbear?
An owlbear.
Owlbear.
Ooze-touched owlbear.
Yeah.
Very, very different species, those two.
No, so JP played a character for like the first session, or was it like 2 sessions?
It was
JP?
it was the first one with Shannon, Zeke, and Code.
Yeah. So I guess this really is like your 5th session with Kurthak. So it did take you 4 sessions to level.
Is this week 6 of West
I
March?
think. Yeah. Because last week was 5. Yep, totally.
That's how it works. Yeah.
So
Yep.
F, M, P. I'm looking for monks. So you get to level up. So why don't you go over to Roll20 and roll your new hit points,
Character sheet.
which is 8 plus your Constitution modifier.
All right.
Or D8, D8 plus your Constitution modifier.
I have like 5 character sheets on the desk. All right, here we go. So I roll plus Constitution modifier as well.
Mm-hmm.
D plus.
Are you using the right character sheet, JP?
I am. Yeah, I look to make sure I'm not playing a
Okay.
thief. Nice.
Nice.
All right, 9 extra hit points. Great.
I'm
So you
stand
can add
behind
that.
Kurthak.
Yep. So I've got 19.
And you're
And
gonna
then you
have
got
to
to tell me
find-
about key or whatever.
Yeah, you're going to have to find somewhere on your character sheet to mark down that you have 2 key points.
Okay.
So starting at 2nd level, your training allows you to harness the mystic energy of ki. Your access to this energy is represented by a number of key points.
Maybe this should have been Vegeta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over
Just next
2.
form.
Your monk level determines the number of points you have. You have 2 right now. You can spend these points to fuel various key features. You start knowing Flurry of Blows, Patient Defense, and Step of the Wind.
You know how to both wax on and wax off.
Fury of blows.
No sweeping the leg, though.
No, you don't. You have to
Don't
be
sweep the
chaotic
leg?
evil to sweep the leg.
Yeah.
At the end of a short or a long rest, you will regain all of your expended ki. You have to meditate for at least 30 minutes of the rest in order to regain your ki. If you need a saving throw for your ki, it's 8 plus proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier. So I guess that's going to be 13 for you.
Okay.
So for Flurry of Blows, immediately after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. So that's instead
Is
of
that
just
main hand or offhand? Or is it the full
It's-
attack?
Yeah, it's just 2 bonus unarmed strikes.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Patient Defense, you can spend 1 key point to take the dodge action as a bonus action on your turn. And so dodge gives attackers disadvantage.
Disadvantage,
when they attack. Yeah. And Step of the Wind, you can spend 1 key point to take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action on your turn, and your jump distance is doubled for the turn.
Damn. What page of the player's handbook is that on?
78.
Okay. Let's use that.
And you also have gained unarmored movement. Starting at 2nd level, your speed increases by 10 feet while you are not wearing armor or wielding a shield.
Nice.
That goes up, actually. So at 6th level, it'll be plus 15 feet instead of plus 10.
Awesome.
Yeah, by the time you're level 20, you just break the sound barrier and
Pretty much.
fly off into space.
Vegeta, once again, like, the joke still stands.
What's happening?
Yeah.
I'm actually more excited about 3rd level, where you get to deflect missiles, and if you do it good enough, you get to throw it back at them.
Nice.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves
Awesome.
here.
Yeah. I mean, I've got
Your character's not as cool as it will be.
I've got 58 XP. So basically, if we get into a death situation, I'm probably just gonna run, and you guys are just gonna have to finish the fight without me there.
It's
Yeah.
the best when that happens.
I've got a kid to worry about in game, man. So
Yeah.
I got to think about it. All right, Steven, I think we're ready then.
So, You guys are all sitting in the common room of Frelka's Tavern in the town of Virascali, which is a small town. It's about 3,000 people in the central Ellen Plain, which is on the very western edge of civilization of the Kingdom of Lorien, which is the largest and most stable kingdom in the world. And really, there's nothing to do in Lorien. It's so stable and boring and structured and regimented that if anybody has any sort of wanderlust or interest in sort of what's outside of life or what more there is to life, they can't really find it from within the kingdom. They have to go to the edge of civilization. And people like yourselves, adventurers or grifters or people who are unhappy with their lot in life, have taken to gathering in the town of Virascali because it has earned a reputation as a welcome place for people like you. The wilderness is very strange. It's very other. Sort of everybody inside of towns talks and tells, sort of ghost stories and fairy tales about what lurks out beyond the borders of civilization. There's even a god in the Kingdom of Lorien that's the god of borders and boundaries. Let me see who that is exactly.
Roads and travel?
No, it's the Wallmaker, Hevera, the goddess of borders and protector of towns. She's the one who sort of keeps civilization safe and pushes out the strangeness from the wilds. And I'm pretty sure there's a temple to Hevera in the town of Virascali as well. Let me actually open that up and then I'll tell you. Yes, the Temper of the Border Wall. The parish priest's name is Elith Salt. Now, you guys have heard two interesting rumors that you guys mentioned you were curious about. One is that Breda Engard from Lepool to the southeast of Virascali has been expecting a shipment of iron ore that's about 3 weeks late now. By the way, JP, it's been 7 days since your last adventure. It's now the 12th of June.
So how much more gold is that?
It's 7 gold.
Okay.
Yep. Today is an overcast day. It's been a little bit cool recently, but now it's back to a normal temperature for the season. So it's sort of early summer. So this woman, Breda Engard from Lepool, has been expecting a shipment of iron ore for about 3 weeks, and she's put word out through the local towns looking for someone to investigate the missing shipment. It was en route to Virascali, coming along the eastern road, and it was supposed to be here long ago. And also, let's see, what else was it? It was that
Fens?
Somebody wanted to go muck around in the swamp.
Yeah, someone has heard that there's something living below the fens and emerges at night, and its cries are chilling. And you guys were interested in maybe investigating that. Now, Lepool, of course, is right on the border of the Rayfen swamp, so it seems like it's kind of in the direction you're already looking to head.
Before, well, go ahead, Adam.
Oh, that's okay. You had a before.
Oh, I was just gonna say before we head out, could I have sold these 2 jade and this 1 onyx for 225 gold? So the jades were worth 100 gold each, and I have 2 of those, and I have 1 onyx from the campaign with Maggie.
Awesome.
You should hang on to those though, right? You're looking at like gems or they statues, because carrying around a bag of 200 gold is like.
Well, no, I want to sell them and then leave them in the house with Juliet. So when I die this week, I can just get that money back.
Let's see.
Put it in.
Let me look at like what it would sell for.
And then we also split the 180 gold from last week between me,
Shaldrick,
Ko's character, and Trump's character.
Yeah, Donald.
Yeah. Sorry, we should have done this before the show. I totally forgot about it.
Yes, I think that gemstones are pretty simply sold for their value. You're ending up having to sell them to some pretty wealthy people in town. So let's see who you find. You find a half-elf man in town named Emerel.
Okay.
And you end up selling them to him, and he's very pleased with the quality of the jades. And the onyx isn't especially valuable, but he's still willing to take it off of your hand.
Cool. And then I leave that gold in the house.
Okay. And that's like the house that you've been renting from
the mayor, yeah.
The Mayor Arid Bertholm, right? Yeah. Okay, you don't want to do any shopping before you go out?
No, I don't really. I think Juliet said she was going to go shopping today. I'm not buying anything really as a monk.
Okay, cool. You're going to leave it for her.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, yeah,
Who's
so...
Juliet?
Dodger's character, who was impregnated by a demon in a dream, and then I guess I started living with her, and now the town thinks we're like a couple, and all this shit. I don't know.
Gotcha.
You know, normal
Yeah,
stuff.
that'll
normal
just-
stuff.
Yeah, I've just got a baby mama now in this game. and-
The answer here is it's complicated.
yeah, it's pretty
No.
complicated. It always is. It always is. So are we in a bar right now, Steven? What are we doing?
Yeah, you're in Frelka's Tavern, all nursing mugs of ale. Let's go around and introduce the new characters. So Kurthak, you're kind of like you become kind of a staple for adventurers in the town. Everybody knows to be able to come to you if they really want to get out of town and find their way through the wilds. Though your success rate is definitely not 100%. Some people are a little.
Well, 2
wary
weeks in a
of
row
signing
we've had. Did anyone die the second week? No.
Nobody died the second week,
2 weeks in a row we've had someone die on the
Yeah.
journey. Yeah.
but it was the fourth week and fifth week, so I guess nobody died on the third week.
But
either.
to be honest, let's talk about it, Stephen. Maggie and Ezekiel III both died because they're stupid and put their
Yes.
backs or themselves in a really poor situation that I told them not to.
Do you want to regale the group with the tale of Maggie and Ezekiel's deaths?
I don't even remember. Maggie, what was Maggie's character's name?
Valisilwin.
Oh yeah, we just called her Val. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Val had her back to a banshee or something, and was trying to figure. I don't know. We yelled at her.
Turn your back on a banshee. Everybody knows.
We exactly.
They
She
don't
was
like
deciphering
it.
some runes
Yeah.
way down in a
And she just got wrecked.
yeah.
And then we just left because I don't fucking care.
You set the place on fire and then leave, and then you
Oh,
left.
that's right. I set the place on fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those ruins were terrible. And then last week, this stupid dwarf who was kind of racist towards me all week decided that he was going to one-on-one an owl beast when we had a plan that was it was foolproof. He stepped outside the door and lost the initiative roll, and then got torn to bits
Yep.
from full
Literally,
HP.
That's what
it
happens.
cleaved his chest in half with a bite, and then it grabbed him from both ends and ripped him in two.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically,
Oh my.
they were both
So
dumb.
let's find out who you're telling this to, Kurthak. Adam, can you introduce your character for us?
I can indeed. My character's name is Dr. Grigory Petrovich. I am a doctor. And I will remind you of my doctorness at every possible opportunity. Well, because there's not a lot around. I'm like pretty tall. I think I decided to be. Yeah, I'm like 6.5 feet. And
You're huge. You're like a
I'm
beast.
huge. Yeah, 6.5 feet. I'm like probably pushing 300 pounds. Big, huge bear of a man. Enormous, like Karl Marx, like black, scraggly beard. And like I dress probably like pretty nice, but I only have the one set of clothes. You know, like I have traveler's clothes, but I wear like not like a smoking jacket, but like a nice like jacket over top of it, and I carry around
Doctor's jacket.
yeah, books and like a healer's kit. I have a little pair of like glasses on a chain that I keep in my pocket. Yeah, I am also fond of talking about my faith. I am a member of the faithful of Rona, the Hearthkeeper, goddess of home, hearth, and hospitality. So I like to eat, and I like to drink, and I like to share those things with other people. I'm a pretty friendly dude.
Cool.
Yep.
Great.
I also play the balalaika very well, thank you.
Nice.
The what?
It's like a big Russian guitar, big pointy, triangular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cossack.
So, moving around the table, we also have Brian's character. Tell us about yourself. Oh, Grigory, you're a human, right?
Yes. Yes.
How old are you?
I don't know, like 45.
Damn, you're pretty old.
Cool. And
Yeah.
Brian.
I am. My character's name is Tal Brighthands. I am a wizard. I am about 5'8", 176 pounds, dressed in basically like animal leather stitched together, short black hair, closely cropped. I have a quarterstaff, of course. I'm wearing a boar tusk necklace. That some of the teeth on it still have a little bit of blood on it. Simple traveler's clothes. No. It's basically just from my travels that I've collected over the years. He just puts
blood on it to make sure it's intimidating.
gotta touch him up.
Awesome.
Touch him up this time.
Theatrical.
Exactly. But yeah, really dark tan. I spend a lot of my time out in the wilderness. I'm trying to think. One eye is green, the other eye is blue, and I'm very, very clean shaven. Not like this, but very clean shaven.
All right. Cool. Get that head and Zoe, tell us about yourself.
Well, I am a dragonborn, and I am a druid. I am fairly young, I think. I used to be a hermit, so I lived out there for way too long. Couldn't really keep track of the time, so I myself don't really know how old I am. But I'm definitely not that old. Yeah, that's as far as I know that. I'm wearing very simple clothing. In fact, I don't really have much, since I don't really care about such things. In general, I don't care for anything which has to do with civilization. I am more of a nature person. So that's also why I only have one name and no last name. I left that behind me when I decided to leave civilization to be by myself for a while. And yeah, that's me. I'm in general not really fond of other people, no matter what race or who they are. So being in a group, of course, is very different or difficult for me, rather. Yeah.
So when you say dragonborn, it's not like a human. It's not like Skyrim, right? You're an actual dragon.
I'm an actual lizard person.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
So I'm
a red one too.
Red. Nice.
Okay. Your name, Zoe, is Venari, right?
Verani.
Okay, cool. And you've probably learned to cloak yourself fairly well when you're in civilization, because people like you are very, very rare in the West Marches. But out here in Viriskali, you've noticed that you haven't received as many sort of piercing glances as you're used to in civilization. People sort of glance at you and then they just sort of look almost through you and past you, and then they just don't really look at you again. As opposed to sort of some of the scowls that you've received in other more civilized cities. So, Dr. Grigori, why are you adventuring?
Well, because I want money, man. You gotta have money to be able to eat and drink the good stuff. So, and also, I mean, I'm getting on in my years. I got less to lose than I did as a young priest, a young doctor. And where better to apply the skills of my medical trade than out here on the border with foolhardy young adventurers who need to be stitched up and sewn back together.
That's a very good point. And Tal Brighthams, what about you?
I've been having terrible, awful visions of some sort of coming disaster, and I believe the answer to that lies out here in the wilderness. That's why I'm out here.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Are you up front with us about that?
Yeah.
Do you just approach and you're just like, some shit is coming, man.
Shit's coming.
And I'm just like, all right, man.
Get your diapers.
Get your diapers.
An insane man walks up to you and says, I've seen the future.
I've seen the future. Have you?
Well, whatever. I know I'm a Dungeons & Dragons character. I know how this goes.
Excellent. What do you know what the visions are of this disaster?
Basically just, your typical land covered in darkness, 1,000 years of dark, that kind of thing.
Okay, 1,000 years of darkness.
It's a run-of-the-mill Doom.
Just your regular Doom, not your special Doom.
Off-brand President's Choice Doom.
Okay, good. And Zoe, Verani, why are you adventuring?
I'm actually not too sure. I just got really confused and then somehow ended up in that town. And then I thought, might as well stay. And then I met those nice guys in that bar. And just one thing led to another.
Have you seen the movie The Hangover?
We should bring the dragon with us. Take the dragon.
Yes.
So,
My chance, not
Kurthak,
my...
was it you who found Varani, Kurthak?
Well, I would say that the way that the four of us met is that I saw Grigori, or rather, he saw me selling the gems, and since he was interested in money, he chased me down at the bar. Because he knew that I had money. And then I would guess Tal probably met us how we just described. Like, we were sitting at a bar, and he just came over, and he's like, hey, man, the world's going to end. You want to hear about it? And we're just like, well, I guess this guy's seen some shit.
Have you heard the bad news?
Yeah.
Have you heard the bad news?
Yeah. And I'm interested in hearing anything other than Juliet complaining and being a pregnant person. So I was into that. And then we saw the Dragonborn Vrani walk into the bar, and I was like, yep, we got to have a dragon with us.
Cool.
And I invited her over to the table.
Varani, are you a male or a female Dragonborn?
I'm a female.
Okay.
You guys are both males, right? Adam and Brian?
Yes,
Okay.
hence the enormous beard and the male name.
I mean, okay.
That's good
I
to
mean, I
check.
played a female character with a beard once. I'm just
That's
saying.
important to ask.
And so,
All
yeah,
right,
that's how we
so
met.
you guys have been sitting at this table, which, Kurthak, you're noticing, looking down at the surface of this table, that it is very woefully carved. It would not do a very good job of helping other groups find their way through the wilderness in its
Does it
current
have like
state.
Slayer written on it?
It has something carved into it. Arenadia equals Basilisk Slayer, Lasari dash Basilisk God. It's got Virascali carved down onto it. It's got a little marker marking down 2 miles on it.
It's the note.
But
Could
yeah.
I like jot in the tower where we were in the river, where we saw those slimes?
like, you think you are about 12 miles to the north east of Virascali. So if you want to just drop something on there where you think that would be, then go
Okay.
for it.
Cool. Yeah, let's do that here.
And I'm actually going to.
I
I'm gonna
presume
start
we've already
reminding
talked about the things that we were thinking about doing. Like we've discussed with each other, like the iron ore shipment and stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So you guys are all feeling pretty interested in investigating the loss of the iron ore, and then maybe venturing into the swamp and seeing what you can find about these moaning sounds.
Why exactly are we interested in the iron thingy? I mean, the other one is clearly an adventure, but are we getting anything out of that iron thing? Is there a reward?
I would argue the inverse of that, because iron ore means money, and they'll have money to pay us for finding the ore. But if we go out into the swamp and we fight some monsters, maybe you die. I don't know.
But clearly that's something needs to be done about the monster. I mean, can't you have monsters running around?
It's just
as I look
rumor
at
of
the dragon.
monster. No one is saying monster. Someone is maybe saying loud wind or bubbles. I think it's nothing.
If it's bubbles, then it is nothing. Let's pray for bubbles.
Yeah, if someone wants us to check it out and it's just bubbles, then that's money for looking at bubbles, man, and I call that a good day.
Well, it's only rumor. It's not job yet. No one is paying for go to find bubbles yet.
I mean,
let's go to town.
you say you're a doctor, maybe that's just a rumor, man.
I have
Maybe
credentials.
Maybe your beard's a rumor.
Do you have credentials, Dr. Grigori?
Eyes somewhere in bag. I'll find later.
Okay.
Trust me, I am doctor. So
I trust him. I mean,
I think, look, is how you say, 2 birds and 1 stone. We go east anyway.
exactly, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Fair enough.
I agree.
2 birds, 1 bubble.
Yep,
Pretty much.
I've heard that saying before.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's get our shit together and hit the road.
So we don't have horses, by the way.
It's
Do we
fine.
need horses? I don't feel like we need a horse. How long of a trip is it?
A couple days.
I
don't
don't think it's that
I
bad.
mean,
We're-
some of you look like you could need the exercise. So
what
Yeah,
the-
Tal.
Yeah, Tal, God.
Tal is kind of a fatty.
Yeah.
what the
5'8", 176. Yeah.
It's good eating out on the lands. I mean,
It's true. It's true. So I guess we just head east out of the town.
Okay.
Is a crew.
So, Kurthak, are you going to lead the group, or is there someone else who feels like they have a better understanding of the lay of the land and want to help lead the group across the wilderness?
Have you been, Kurthak? Have you been out east? before?
I've been, no, I've been northeast of here and north of here. But
Can we get like an idea of the road system? Like, is Viraskali on any kind of road, or is it just like you gotta make your way through? Because I assume if there's iron ore traveling between two places, we could just follow the road from.
Yeah. So there is a dirt road that leads back towards the Kingdom of Lorien. It goes for a couple days. To the east, it heads back northeast up through a forest, and then off far east where the cities of Lorien are located. That's probably where this iron ore came from. There is a small dirt road, not of the same level of care as the large one, that leads sort of east and then south out of Viraskali.
And that's the one that heads to Lapool.
Yeah, exactly. Other than that, like there are a couple of trails and tracks going through the wilderness from here to there. There are also two small trails that head north and south from Viraskali. There is a town called Castal to the north and a town called Nola to the south. These are both just little adjunct farming villages that serve to support Viraskali with their farms, pretty much.
Okay.
so as part of my background as an Outlander, I have a feature called Wanderer. Have an excellent memory for maps and geography. Can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. So, if you know the way there for now, that's fine. But if you want me to lead at some point, that probably might help us if we get lost.
yeah, no. As soon as you say something along those lines, not I have the proficiency, I'm just like, yeah, by all means, please take over, and I'll let you know if I know anything else.
So Tal, that would really help you if you were going somewhere that you knew already,
If we did know,
been to
okay.
before.
Okay.
Yeah, but since you haven't necessarily been to what you're looking for yet,
Okay.
then
So Tal steps forward and like puts his hands on his hips and puts a finger up to the wind. He's like, "Yeah, I have no idea where we're going." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right." And I step up and I guess I'll make the survival roll if that's what it's gonna be based on.
yep.
All right.
I'm gonna before we leave the bar, I'm gonna get a travel mug to go of ale. I don't
Okay,
want to.
cool. Yeah, it's 2 copper pieces.
Okay.
20.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to open Kurthak. Good. Now I've got all your character sheets. How many hit points did you gain, JP? 9?
9. Yeah, so I'm at 19 total.
Yep, that's pretty wicked. Okay, cool. So Kurthak, you set out with the group across the road. Looking up time and things. So yeah, it's about prime. So it's late morning. You're marching through the afternoon. So JP, would you roll 2d6?
And for those wondering, for those I guess new to the show, these are random tables that he's rolling off of, or that I'm rolling onto.
So, are you guys traveling slowly in order to try and find? Where are you going? Are you just heading along the large eastern road, or are you heading to Lapool?
We're going to Lapool, right? Because that's
Okay.
where the person who was complaining about their ore getting stolen is, right? So
Yeah, I would think so.
we should go talk to them first and get more information before we start questing.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, so yeah, JP rolled a 12, and by 12 I mean 10. Excellent. Yeah. You come across, you're traveling and the road swings down to the south, to the right. And you're traveling through like fairly open plains and fields. The first hour of your journey is all through farmland that's immediately surrounding Viraskali. It is currently fairly overcast, but it's a normal temperature, so it's a warmer day than it has been recently. And you can see fairly far. Let's see, it hasn't rained in a couple days, though there's been some early summer thunderstorms. And The road is a little bit muddy, and you come across a trio of individuals after maybe an hour and a half of traveling, 2 hours of traveling. And their cart is actually stuck in like a muddy hole along the side of the road, and there's just one donkey pulling a brightly colored cart that's covered in all sorts of like stitched together fabrics, and each of them is wearing a brightly colored costume as well.
When you say costume, what do they represent, or what do they look like?
Circus folk.
They do look like circus folk, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Though, like incredibly small town circus folk.
Okay.
Like, there's only 3 of them, and you know their clothes aren't necessarily as bright as they could be, and they're a little bit mud stained, and they don't necessarily seem to have any other clothes because they're wearing their like circus costumes as travel gear as well.
Yeah.
And there's one older man and one younger woman and one younger man.
I suggest we help them. More because I'm worried about the poor donkey than the people.
I just kind of like I look towards the 3 of them and say like, having some trouble over there?
The older man, he turns towards you and he says, by the grace of the gods, we've gotten stuck in the mud. It's terrible. If we can't get out, then we can't move on, and the mud will dry, and I don't know how easily the donkey will be able to pull it free. It's stupid ass. And he slaps the creature on the butt, and it goes...
What are the other 2 doing? Are they like pushing the cart? Are they...
Yeah, the young man is pushing the cart, and the young woman is kind of like sitting on the back and berating him. She's like, "Come on, push harder. What are you doing? That's not how our mother trained you."
Okay, I guess if I can, I like throw my whatever's in my hand on my back or put it at my waist and go and get behind the wagon and try to push it.
Yeah, I'll go back there with Kurthak and roll up my sleeves.
And I'm not very strong, but I'm going to take my quarterstaff and try to like use it as a lever to push with that.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
I'm actually going in front of the cart and help the donkey pulling rather than pushing.
Are you like pulling on like the bit in its mouth?
Yeah, I'm a dragon, so why not?
Do you have any animal handling?
I think I do.
I think you are trained in animal handling, actually.
Yeah. Yes.
Handle ass.
Yeah.
I handle that ass now.
Excellent.
You wait and see.
Would you roll a d20 plus 4 to see how well you handle the ass? So in Roll20, you're just going to type /roll space 1d20 plus 4.
Oh, and Brian and Zoe, after you make your roll, Zoe, if you guys click on the cogwheel rather, in the top right of Roll20, you can change your display name to your character name.
Oh, cool.
Just so it's easier to see who's rolling what. Did you see the roll, Zoe?
I just typed it in chat. Oh, man.
Oh my god, your first D20 roll ever is a 1.
This
bodes not well.
Yeah. Truly, we are cursed.
Okay, so Varani
God.
goes up to the ass, and what do you say to it, Varani?
Roar.
Yeah. I'm a hideous dragon?
Yeah.
Zoe, you're muted. What are you saying?
You think? Yeah, what would I say? I guess I encourage it a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Just some sweet talking.
Okay. You end up sweet talking it in Draconic, and it like the whites of its eyes begin showing all around its eyeballs. It starts frothing a little bit at the mouth, and it's like actively backing up into the cart. It's like really trying to get away from you. You've got these like big claw hands that are like pulling at its like bridle, and it's just freaking out. So we've got Tal and Grigori helping out Kurthak, but unfortunately with the donkey trying to like back up, you don't have advantage on this. So which one of you is going to make the primary strength check to see if you can dislodge this cart?
I have a +3. I don't know.
Okay, big man, you do it then.
+3 is better than my -3.
Okay.
So.
Well, you guys all put your back into it, and eventually the wheel shifts up out of this muddied rut, And the old man in the bright blue stockings, he says his name is Narder. He says, "Oh, you've managed to get it moving again. Well, thank you so much, my friends. Thank you very much. Here, please, take this. It's not much, but it's all I can offer you." And he pulls out 5 gold coins, Kurthak, and he tries to palm them to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna before Kurtak like takes the coins, I'm gonna be like, put my hand up and be like, "We don't need your coins, old man. Don't worry, put those away."
And he says, "Are you sure it's the least I could do for someone who
Yeah,
can
it's the
help
least
us?"
he could do, and I like reach over and grab the gold. Like, come on, man! I've got a kid to feed. Like, let's just take the money.
Kurtak, I saw you in the market selling those jades. You don't need 5 gold from some old man. Come on.
I give you like a, you see like my, I guess I have tusk on like the bottom of my lip, and they're more showing than they usually are at this point in time when I look over at you, and I'm just like, I guess you're right. Keep your gold, old man. Travel on.
The woman on the back of the cart who's now cheering for you, she has like ringlets of golden hair cascading off of her head, and she turns to you, Kurthak, and she says, "Jades?"
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Oh God.
I did sell 2 jades. Thank you, Dr. Grigori, for that. What is it to you?
Oh, I've always wanted to see a jade.
Well, if you go, if you're headed toward Veriscala, you can go look at one in the. It's probably gone by now, but it might still be there. I sold it earlier this morning.
Where should I go?
I sold it to some. I don't really remember.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna maybe like whisper to Kurthak and like, so circus folk, I am thinking, are also thieves. Maybe best to just let them go on their way.
Well, I mean, I don't care. I've already sold it. They can steal it again, and then we'll find it from them later. It's fine.
Grigori, would you roll a stealth roll?
To speak stealthily, I think I probably auto flubbed that one. But yeah, sure. What do I have in stealth? -7 billion. No, just 0.
Okay, so like Narder sort of like glares at you, Grigori, and he says, "Doctors not as beneficial as they once were. Thank you kindly, half-orc. I would never have thought I'd see the day when a man like you could help out people like us." Then he shifts over into the driver's seat and he says, "Come on, Virgie, let's go." And he cracks the girl like sort of tumbles back over onto the back of the cart, and he cracks the reins, and the mule starts walking.
I turn to Grigori and I'm just like, thanks. I had to get told that half-orcs are supposed to do certain things, and then I didn't even get 5 gold out of it, man. Thanks. Good job on that, yeah. Well done. And Miss Dragonborn up there, make sure to not speak to people in Draconic. You're just screaming at them. We don't know what you're saying. It doesn't work well.
Well, I try my best. I'm sorry. It was a sensitive
If
donkey,
that's your
though.
best,
I
then I'd
just-
hate to see your worst. Just don't.
Well, be prepared. It will happen.
Well, that's not okay. Make sure you're not with us when that happens, please.
We'll see.
Onward.
I'm gonna just pat myself down real quick and make sure I didn't get pickpocketed during that exchange.
Yeah, you take a quick search around yourself, and you find that you still have all of your belongings.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, so
carnies.
let's see. JP, would you roll another 2d6?
Sure. Another 10.
Okay. Well, yeah, you, let me see, where is that? Yeah, you're walking down the road when, 3 people you see approaching from off to the, where is it? I think it's off to the left. Yeah, it's off to the left of the road. You see 3 people walking across the fields, dressed in long black gowns, and one of them has like a steeple hat on top of their head.
Okay.
And they're approaching. They're probably like 200 feet away through the tall grasses.
I guess I kind of under my breath, without turning my head directly, I ask Grigori, like, "Do you recognize that garb?"
Good question. Do I?
Roll a
Make
religion check.
Religion check? Yeah. Dr. Grigori, not very smart, but trained in religion, so it's okay. God, these form-fillable character sheet skill things are obnoxious. I can only see half the number.
Oh,
All right, so let's see. Boom!
There you
the
go.
Music religion.
wrecked it.
Okay, so Dr. Grigori, you know that these three are cultists to the Flensworm, and that primarily the middle one is actually sort of a high priest or priestess to the Flensworm, and they're just walking across the field. Their garb represents the eternal darkness that the Flensworm lives in under the earth, where it devours everything.
Alrighty, what do I know about this Flensworm? Are they the kind of like cultists that organize and like wreck shit, or they just believe in a weird god who's...
Yeah, it's really just sort of a wilderness god that's not recognized by the official sanctioned religion of Lorien. So it's not like these are cultists who go around wrecking shit. It's more like maybe there's a group of people nearby who have taken to worshiping another alternate.
And they just believe in like the earth being consumed by the worm creature that they follow.
Well, and specifically, sort of outlying farmlands can sometimes worship the Flensworm as an agricultural deity, because as it consumes the earth, it also poops out the earth that is much richer and more fertile at the end. So while he is a god of consumption, he's also a god of restoration and fertility.
Okay, so I'll say to Kurthak, I'll be like, "Don't worry, Kurthak. These men are nihilists. There's nothing to be afraid of."
I'm just like, well, let's just make don't make. I turn to the rest of the group. I'm just like, don't make eye contact, please. They gain
Does it
nothing
look-
from these.
Does it look like they're heading like towards a particular? Like, is there something in the distance that they're heading to, like a town or a house or something?
You know what? I don't think you can see
Okay.
from here. It doesn't look like they're coming. They're actually coming towards the road. They're not heading to
okay.
anything away from the road. But just like a couple miles down the road, like maybe 2 miles, you can see over the hills just a small cluster of buildings, and you can actually see the farmland surrounding the hamlet of Lepool. There's nothing off to the left where you're looking at them coming from, but they are approaching the road sort of on an intercept course with you guys, actually.
Yeah.
Have they like hailed us? Have they like waved or made any effort to stop us? Because I think we're just like gonna keep walking, right?
Yeah.
Now that you see the
We're
one
just
in
like,
the
oh
tall,
god, they just want us to keep walking.
the one in the tall steeple hat is waving,
Okay.
but it doesn't look like they're hailing you. It just looks like they're sort of giving a friendly wave.
Wave
Okay.
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird.
We're gonna go.
Yeah.
You're just gonna continue heading on.
I
Yeah,
think
I'm
so.
just like, don't make eye
Yeah.
contact. Let's just pass.
Okay, cool. So you continue strolling across the plains on the road. You guys like look over your shoulder every once in a while, and you see these people walking just like 150 feet behind you in the same direction that you guys are.
It's fine. It's a public road. Anybody
they-
can use it.
Are they gaining on us?
No, they're not looking to
They're not,
catch
like,
up with
running.
you or
Okay.
anything.
We're
Did
like
they have any
awkward-
weapons with them? Like
awkward
after we passed them, did we see weapons of any sort?
I think like one of them is bearing some sort of cudgel, just like a big wooden stick.
Is it a
But,
cudgel or is it a shillelagh?
Are you trained in the minute differences between the cudgel and
difference
the
between a cudgel and a shillelagh from 150 yards.
Yeah.
It's an important skill.
They're both sticks. It's fine.
You think it looks like a club?
Ah, not a baton though, because that's
No,
a different story.
it's definitely not a baton. You can very easily identify it as not a baton.
Yellow.
Thank God.
So you guys end up strolling through the farmland surrounding Lepool and coming up on the town center, which is really just like a cluster of very small municipal buildings built out of stone, as opposed to the wider outlying buildings that are all built out of wood and are largely like farmland or farmhouses and barns and granaries, that sort of thing. What are you guys going to do now that you've gotten into town?
So these are fairly simple people, right? From what you just described.
Yep, absolutely.
I turn to the group and I'm more. I guess I'm just speaking to the group, and I'm just like, it might be best if me and the dragonkin over here stay outside of town, and Grigori and Tal, you guys handle all the conversations inside. I'm not sure how these people will react to seeing a half-orc and a dragonborn just walking through the lands.
You've never been here before?
No, I've never been this far east before. Only north of Veriscali.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it's up to me and you, Doc.
All right. What's the name of this woman or man, or whoever, this person we were here to see? How about the iron?
Bretta Engard.
Bretta. Is Bretta a man's name or a woman's name?
Woman's name.
Okay, thank you. I thought so. I was just...
Just checking.
Be like, I'm looking for a woman named Bretta, and someone's like, I'm Bretta. It's embarrassing. Okay, yeah. You don't misgender the NPCs. Okay, so Kurthak, where will you go? Where can we find you?
We'll probably... How about we just meet on the other side of town? You guys can walk separate from us, so it doesn't look like you're with us, and if anyone asks, just say you don't know. And we'll just walk through town very plainly and try not to make a big fuss.
Cool.
If you wish.
Sounds good.
We could go along the outside of town, but who knows what, if anything, is even worth or how long that trip will take. So we'll do our best to walk through after you guys have already entered.
Cool.
Okay.
So I guess we'll go into town and just like ask around and just be like, we're looking for Bretta Engard. Do you know where she lives?
Yeah.
Just-
You
we
see
have-
like a. Sorry,
Sorry.
Tal. What are you trying to ask?
Do we happen to know what profession she has? This is for the ore, I'm assuming, right?
I'm gonna guess she's some kind of monger of iron.
Yeah, that's what I would think too. Maybe
Yeah,
head towards the blacksmith, I would think.
You didn't do any information gathering before you
damn.
left. There is a blacksmith's sort of forge set up in the middle of town on the side of one of these municipal buildings. It's cold right now, but maybe if you went over there, you could sort of try to find somebody.
That's
who
probably
knew
where we'll start.
where the blacksmith was going. Okay, so you head on over, and you see an older woman sort of kneeling down near the blacksmith's, and she's just like cleaning a set of pots and pans in a wash basin.
Okay. I'll say to her, Rona's blessing on you, old woman.
And she sort of looks up at you, and initially she's very taken aback by the size of you.
I was gonna say I'm like a lunar eclipse, right?
Yeah, she's like fully in darkness under your
Star
shadow.
Destroyer just
Yeah.
hovering over her.
And then she says, and to you, good priest, is there something you wanted? Can I help you with something? Are you looking for a temple?
I shake my head. No, looking for Bretta Engard. We come from Virscali. Here there's work.
Oh, work. I'm not familiar with the work that... We're very simple folk. We only have farms. Bretta is away for a few days. She's visiting the shrine to the north. She should be back any day now.
Is there somewhere we could stay? This place have a tavern? Inn?
She sort of laughs and says, "A tavern? Good sir, we have only what you see around you, and there's like literally 4 buildings sort of, within 200 feet of each other here in the center of town. We're just a very small farming community, probably only 300 people call the pool their home. You could purchase a spot on my stable floor if you'd like."
Kind of like scowl at the fact that she wants to make me buy a spot on her stable floor when I'm so obviously such a nice guy and a priest to boot. But that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll tell her I don't think this will be necessary, but thank you. And then I'll look at Tal and be like, the shrine?
She smiles brightly and says, "You're welcome," and goes back to cleaning pots. Tal,
Had it up to here with old people today.
What's your perspective on all this, Tal?
Yeah, she said the shrine was to the north, and yeah, I think I don't know. I kind of look over at Grigori of like, might not be worth it to go back up north. unless we want to poke around here a little more and see if we can figure something out.
Like, yeah, looking around, I'm like,
It's not much to poke.
I think this is it.
As you were walking into town, like along the road ran probably just a couple miles to the west of the Rayfen. So at points as you walked along the road, you could see it through dips in the hills. You could see the sort of stinking swamp and the haze in the distance. That
Don't remind them about that plan.
that
Ixnay on the
sits
way,
over top of the landscape. And from here down east, there is actually a fairly clear path to the swamp. Now, let's find out what's going on with Kurthak and Varani. You two are like just standing on the road at the north end of town where you guys entered, right?
Yeah. After
Yes.
they've departed.
Yeah. So they depart, head into town. You see them go sort of around one of the buildings and over towards where the blacksmith's forge is. And these three people who are following you along the road come up behind you. And the middle person with the steeple hat is a woman. And she's flanked by two young men in the black robes of the Flensworm. And the woman steps up and she says, "Greetings, kind strangers. Welcome to Le Pool. Are you looking for something in particular?" The two men don't look friendly. They look fairly sort of standoffish. They have their arms crossed. One of them is scowling, just like openly scowling at you, Varani.
Well, I am just looking for peace and quiet, so I would prefer not to interact with those people.
Are you saying this, or is this just what you're thinking?
I am saying that.
Okay, yeah, the guy sort of spits on the ground. He says, "Pff, peace and quiet is not found here for likes of you."
Well, we'll be passing through as soon as our. Well, let's just go. We're just looking for a peaceful day.
The woman puts her arm on the man's shoulder and she says, "Warda, please, let me handle this." And she says, "It's not often we get visitors, especially not of your ilk. Are you sure there's nothing you're looking for? Nothing we can help with?"
We're not visiting. We're just passing through. Again, all we want is a peaceful day.
Understandable. By all means, adieu. And she strides past you with her companions and heads into town.
I turn towards after they pass off. I turn towards Varani, and I'm just like, maybe not so confrontational all the time. People around here will take a lot from words. I don't know if you have much experience with that, but just be careful next time.
Well, I do not, but what else would you say rather than what you think?
Well, instead of
Did you want to
insulting them,
interact with them?
no.
I don't know.
Instead of
Did they look
insulting
like
them,
people
just
you wanna
say that,
interact with?
and just say you want a peaceful day. Not leave out the without them near you part, like that. Kind of insulting.
I see.
Etiquette lessons from the half-orc.
Yeah. Hey, I grew up with nobles, man. I'm etiquette as fuck.
Well, I'm oblivious to etiquette and any kind of social expectations, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So, actually, Zoe, go ahead and mark the box called Inspiration, which is just above your personality traits. So if you ever want to roll dice and you want to roll 2 instead of 1 and then choose the best one, you can spend your inspiration to do that. So, Grigori and Tal, you two are just chatting briefly near the washerwoman when you hear her call out, "Oh, sirs.
Yes. Towards you.
The woman walking there through town is Bretta Engard in the black with the tall hat. You may wish to speak with her."
That's about right.
So I turn to Tal and I say, "So this doom that you saw, is it happening soon, or?"
I kind of look over towards. She's the one wearing the big pointy hat.
Yeah, big steeple black hat.
I turn over and look towards her. It's like, well, I didn't see any big pointy black hats in my dreams, but it is black.
1,000 years worth of black.
1,000 years worth of pointy hats.
Most dooms are. Okay, let's go talk to Crazy Worm Lady.
All right, let's do this. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I'll start walking towards Bretta of the pointy hat and her surly friends.
Okay. She walks up to one of the low stone houses. This one looks a little bit better kept, and there's like a curly-cued symbol of the Flensworm graven onto the stone door. and she's fumbling with a key as you approach.
So before I approach, I'm gonna take my holy symbol, my little like hearth flame holy symbol, and I'm gonna tuck it inside my shirt so she can't see it.
Good.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Cool. Okay, yeah, and then we'll go up to talk to them.
Okay. You approach. Let's take our quick break here.
Okay.
And then we can resolve that conversation afterwards.
Cool stuff. We'll see you guys after the break. We take breaks every hour around here, so this is break number 1. We've got about 3 hours to go, and I guess really when Steven finishes the the show in the 4th hour.
Finish.
Yeah, we got to finish the journey.
When you guys finish dying.
Exactly. There you go. When we finish dying, that'll be the end. So we'll take this quick break, and we'll be right back, guys. More roleplay coming up right after this.